Market Direct Campers. This is my Jackson Ford Fold camper. So I thought we might just do a little bit of a walk around. I'll show you around the camper. Let's start with the fact that this is 8 years old. Camp's been just about everywhere, including Cape York 4 times, the Savannah Way twice, Birdsville Track once, through the Flinders Ranges, you name it, except for Western Australia, it's just about been everywhere. Is it any good? Yes. I would have to call it a bit of a beast. It's followed the car literally everywhere that the car's been able to go. There has been a few problems, which I'll run through in a minute. All in all, changing the wheel bearings before every big trip, it's never let me down. It's always been there, and it's always put a roof over my head. Pretty good bit of gear. I will show you around, and we'll have a look at just exactly where the wear and tear is on these Jackson Ford Folds. Keep in mind it was one of the originals. These tyres, get rid of that, are still pretty new, because one was the spare and I bought another one before this trip. If you look back here, should give us a fair idea of what the wear and tear is, because I've just kept this as a spare. Interesting that the tyre kind of wears not very even, but I don't think they're very expensive tyres. The 60 litre tank, I fixed that once, ended up with a hole in it, literally from the roads that I travel on. Probably can't blame MDC for that. The only thing that I would say is it's just the tank. On this model, it's got no guard on it. It's literally just a stainless steel tank. It's done pretty well. I have bent one leg in the past. My fault, left it down when I tried backing up the trailer. In here, we've got all the electrics. As you can see here, this switch for the DC outlet is different. That's been replaced. I bought that at Super Cheap Auto, and also the Anderson plug circuit breaker has been replaced. What have we got in here? Heaps of storage. Just keep the annex walls, etc. in there. The jockey wheel. This is the second one I've had on it. The first one I broke on the ferry going off Fraser Island. So on that trip I had to literally just jack the front up, parked in the beach in the middle of nowhere, but I got away with it. In my opinion, this thing would weigh 250 kilos at the tow ball, and considering the whole thing only weighs about 2 tonne, that is a lot of weight. So this jockey wheel, in my opinion, is not strong enough. MDC, you need to put stronger jockey wheels on your camper trailers. Set up with Anderson plug. This is the 3rd or 4th Anderson plug that I've put on this, mainly because it keeps coming out of the car. What I do now is I duct tape it on whenever I'm going off-road. The winch used to sit in the middle, in there, but I moved it mainly because I've got a Prado, and the back door on the Prado kept hitting it, and I couldn't open it to get into my drawers. Mud flaps, that's the second set of mud flaps. The Birdsville Track literally chewed the mud flaps down to about nothing when I went on that. Same with the stone guard. When I got back from that trip, I rang MDC and they sent me out some more mud flaps and another stone guard. Unfortunately, the stone guard that they sent me, it's not quite the right size, but regardless, I made it work. under here. It's a bit hard to get at the moment. I put some foam because it does start to wear and tear on the corners on both sides. Alrighty, all the latches and the hinges, never had a problem with them. And realistically, considering what I've done, the seals are really quite good. There is some dust in there, but it's not too bad. While I'm here, MDC, see this lip here? This is my tent pole bag. Really awkward to get the bag out, so it might be worth thinking about. The steps on the rough road, all these nuts and bolts shake loose, so you're forever tightening them up. But that one's a bit loose there. Considering where I've been, I can kind of forgive that. Here, press studs. Broken. I did get MDC to fix it at one point, but then it just all happened again, so I tended to ignore it. So I put a couple of hooks underneath just to hook stuff under, so that's not too bad. The zippers all still work on the canvas. You can see where I've actually sewn the midgie mesh up a little bit, just exactly to keep the midgies out. Actually, I've got to say the canvas is pretty good. The MX walls are Velcro. Don't like that very much. Extremely difficult with the weight of the canvas for one person to actually get the Velcro to stay there. Keeps pulling off, so it's nearly a two-person job to put that big wall on. All the poles and that work. Come with me. Inside, table, seats. I've put an extra battery in here. This only came with one. Now I've got two 140 amp batteries, and also I threw in a 500 watt inverter in there, which I just run to that power board, which gives me plenty of power to charge anything that I want. The charger there, chuffing away, does both batteries quite well, can't complain. It does take a little longer than what you might expect. The bed now is very comfortable. It wasn't so comfortable when I first got it. Let's have a look under here, see what we've got. I have, don't know if you can quite see that, it's 10mm foam. Then I've got, egg foam. Then the mattress they supply, which is really only about 75mm. And I've also got a mattress protector on top. And then the sheets, I've got a blanket there, I don't need it where I am, it's hot. It's probably 30 degrees as I'm doing this. Bit of breeze, and the air does blow through. Really nice. But at the moment she's pretty still, not much happening. Good view outside. Beautiful when you park back up to the beach and you can look out there straight to the water. These things here, that one's a bit loose. I've replaced about 3 or 4 of those, especially on the main poles. These ones here, MDC do supply lots and lots of poles for everything. I managed to be able to raid some of those as extras. Outside again, stove and sink. Okay, I've replaced the pump on the camper van once. I replaced all the hoses. You can see the water hose there, and also the connection. It's not leaking anymore, it's pretty good. And it all works fine now, but she used to leak like a sieve. Fix that. Stove, 3-burner stove. I have had a little bit of trouble with the small burner. It tends to work intermittently, but no problem with the other 2. It's all good. I'm here and I'm enjoying my life in my MDC very old Jackson Ford Fold camper. Having said that, this is my last trip in the camper, because I'm going to upgrade.
to this